But when it comes to us actually doing things that have to do with scales or solos or whatever we might be playing, there are a lot of things that I want to teach you, and we'll focus on really 4 mistakes that we're going to correct or issues that we'll correct. First of all, one of them is us being oblivious to a tool on the guitar that exists 100% of the time that we very rarely notice or take attention to or actually use to benefit our practice routine. I want you to take a look at the guitar. I want you to look at the spacing of frets here. And then I want you to look at the spacing of frets all the way up here toward the body of the guitar. You can notice that we have much smaller spaces between frets for the intonation. And then they grow and they expand. And this is one of the reasons a lot of people say that they can't stand that F major bar chord because it's so spread out here. But that works to our benefit when we're starting to try to stretch our hand and get some of that mobility and fluid movement in our fretting hand. So something I'm going to teach you is something that I teach a lot of people who are just starting and they're struggling to play things all the way lower here. I want you to realize that you can cook in all of your scales, your patterns, your exercises, everything higher up and slowly shift down. So let's act like we're starting right here on the 12th fret of the low E string. The 12th fret is our first note on the low E, and then it's the 14th fret, and then it's the 16th fret. Those are the 3 first notes. Then we're going to do the 12th fret of the A string, the 14th fret of the A, the 16th fret of the A, and then we're going to play the 13th fret of the D and the 14th fret of the D string. And this is just 1 octave of your major scale. And I want you to ascend and descend. And I'll actually get the stuff ready here to record what an ascending and descending looks like and sounds like for you. And that's it. That's what it looks like. But why the heck does that help us with our mobility in our hands? Well, I want you to practice there, starting at that 12th fret. And once you complete that and you feel good about being able to move there, I want you to shift 1 fret toward the head of the guitar. So down to the 11th, same spacing, same exact thing. Because if you look here, I'm playing here, and all I'm doing is taking that pattern, and I'm moving it to start on the 11th fret. Once you feel good there, shift down. Once you feel good there, shift down. And you keep this process going, and I highly recommend doing this as a way to warm up your hands for practice because it gradually starts to spread out your fingers until you get all the way to full reach all the way down here. And this is something that will really work with getting those fingers independently working, but also the stretching of the fingers. So I'm going to try to play through it in one take, just going through from 12th fret all the way down to 1 in the way that you should be doing this. So let's get this going. Let's give it a shot, and let's see how we do. Nailed it. We got it there. But you can see the difference, right? You can see the starting difference. My reach here is so minimal compared to when I complete that exercise and I am completely stretched out. And this is just a really good gradual way to stretch that hand and get more mobility. And this doesn't just apply to that major scale. This applies to anything that you want to do. We can do our minor pentatonic starting right there and just go down further through the minor pentatonic the entire way, just going through and just shifting down one fret at a time. And it really widens your ability. So I recommend at least starting with that major scale, starting it at the 12th fret, and slowly getting to a point of going, you know what? I think I've mastered it in this position. Let's shift down. And working through mastering it in all of these different starting zones until you feel comfortable enough to come down here and play through.